Hello everyone, this is the North American Mathcon. Let's go. Today we are going to work on another thing. Basically today we are going to talk about LaTeX. You may be very confused. What is LaTeX? So LaTeX is a program that allows you to see to visualize the math code on Microsoft Teams or Google Docs. We are going to use an extension in Google Docs because Google Docs doesn't have equation editor. But if you are using Microsoft or OpenOffice something, you should use an equation editor as possible. So, that being said, let's first talk about how to download the extension on Google Docs. This is the extension. Click this, add-on, receive add-on. And then it will pop you to another page. We click Auto LaTeX, right? Click this one, and then it is like install. So basically, you click this one, you can install. But since I already downloaded, it will show uninstall. So what you do is you click this, and it's fine. Let's now go back to extension, Auto LaTeX. You click start, and then we'll start running. It will pop up this. So I'm going to first show you an example. Okay. So I'm going to first show you an example of this. Basically, this is the size of it. Automatic inline font size. This is the render equation. Basically, if you click that, the code you write will become the equation, the LaTeX. If you click the render equation, the equation will become the code. If you click the render all the equation, all LaTeX code in this document will all become code. So please do not click it if you do not want it. Okay, let's start trying something. Please note that every time when you do in LaTeX, you must add those things at the start. So for example, let's say code, right? It will be something like this. I'm going to first give you a shot of how it looks like. 2 plus 5, right? Render equation. I think I should render this, right? Okay, render equation. And then it will become loading, which means that this is in the process of rendering the formula. The render equation. Okay, so seems like it got some problem. Let's just wait for a second. Let's just wait here. It's still in the process of loading. I know what, I will try that. Try that and work the render. Okay, fine, we'll just restart it. Let's see. Okay, so let's try it a second time. In the first time, it has some bugs, so it's not working as well. But if we try the second time, it should be fine. Let's click start. 2 plus 5, render equation. Okay, so it becomes this, right? You see it becomes the JPG file. This means that you are unable to edit it directly. Instead, you will have to use the what's that called? You would have to render it and edit its code. Before equation. The render all the equation. Okay, so it is the render, you can see. If you click the render, it becomes the original code. I'm now going to teach you some of the common things we are going to talk about. The first one is division. Division basically is not, when we write it, we can only write it like this, right? A divided by B. However, in the LaTeX, it gives you an opportunity to write it in the form that is similar to what you write on paper, right? Like a line, and B, right? So the code of it would be frac, numerator, denominator. A format like this. So if you click it, it will show you the thing like this. Just give me a sec. Okay, render equation. It will become this. Numerator over denominator. See? So that's the code of the division. We are then going to talk about multiplication. Maybe I should give you an example. Like, let's say we want to do this, right? And then it is like this, random. See, then it becomes 2 over 5. So that works out pretty well. Let's then try multiplication. Multiplication is actually something you don't have to use LaTeX. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, you can just write 3 times 5, right? But if you want to make a more elegant way of writing, like, for example, let's say x or dot, you would have to use the LaTeX. Let's see. For example, if we want to say, let's think about it. Okay, 3 times 5, right? We will say 3 times 5, like this. Then we render it. Let's see, it becomes 3 times 5. And then you should know that all those things, like, they can be combined. So what do you mean by combine, right? So basically, you can, let's say you want to do 3 divided by 5 times 2 divided by 4. So we can say that frac 3, 5 times frac 2, 4. And then we render the equation. Yeah. Please note that you can also like write the multiplication form in dots, which in this case you will only need the code c dot. This would be, let me think, 3 c dot 4. Let's say if you want to do 3 times 4. It would be 3 c dot 4, which is going to be like this, 3 times 4, right? That is easy, right? That seems pretty simple, right? It's pretty simple. It's not a very hard thing, but yeah, last thing, exponent. In the usual way, you can write it like this, but in order to visualize it, you will have to use the code. The code is in the format of this, a to the power of b. So for example, let's say 3 to the power of 5. If we generate the LaTeX code using it, it would be render. Render it. Yeah. So I think that's all for the videos of LaTeX today. I mean, in the next video, I will introduce more functions about LaTeX. So here we come to the end of it and hope you have learned a lot. See you next week. Bye-bye. The render.